Hey guys, today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way on how to draw all your Aldose structures without having to memorize every individual structure. So one quick thing I would like to tell you before we start off is that you should memorize each of the individual names going down the chart and know their respective places on the chart. This will allow you to be able to draw the chart without having to memorize every structure and be able to draw them more efficiently. So let's start. So to begin with, as you all know, we do add new carbons between your first and your second carbon. So you'll always add any new carbons here. Any new carbons there. So once you add a new carbon, now you have to figure out where this new carbon, where the hydroxyl group goes on this new carbon you just added. So my way will show you how to do this, and on top of that, it will show you how to draw each one of these structures. So let's start. So we know that we first started off with our building block, which is our glyceraldehyde, which is right here. This is something you should know. It's not that big of a structure to memorize, so just memorize that. So now we're going to go down one level onto our four carbon structures. So we just added a new carbon onto these structures. We're starting with the erythros. So we just added a new carbon. Now we need to figure out where does the hydroxyl group go on this newly added carbon. And I'll show you a quick way to learn that. So let's say you are going to your left-hand side, right? You're going to your left. If you go to your left, you will add your hydroxyl group to the right of the newly added carbon. So add to the right of carbon. Bam, super simple. So now let's go to D3Os. So I'm pretty sure you guessed what this could be. It's the opposite of what the other one is. So if you go to your right, you'll add to the left. So now let's start our structure. We added a new carbon between our first and second carbon. So that's our new carbon. Everything below that will remain the same. Now, from this, we know that our hydroxyl group, our OH group, is going to be attached to the left of the carbon. Now, this step, you will literally repeat for everything underneath that. So, deerythros, then after you add another carbon, making another carbon onto it, will either go to D-ribose or D-arabinose. So if you're going to the left, you'll add to the right. If you're going to the right, you'll add to the left. So let's draw this up. Our newly added carbon right there. And then everything from the previous aldose will remain the same. The only thing that's going to change is going to be that OH of the newly added carbon. So everything from the previous one is going to stay the same. Now the only thing that's going to change is the hydroxyl group on your newly added carbon. This is because, again, we do add between your first and your second carbon. So there. So let's say from deerythros, we are going to D-ribose. Since we're going to our left, we're going to add our hydroxyl group to our right. If we are going from deerythros to D-ribose, we are going to our right, so we will add our hydroxyl group to our left. Now, feel free to practice the other few enzymes that I have up here. Pause the video and then reopen it or restart it whenever you feel that you've done it. It's super simple way of learning stuff. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me or ask me on my comment box. I will get to them as soon as possible, but it's super simple. After you feel comfortable, I will display the rest of the questions, the rest of the answers to the other aldoses that I have on there. And feel free to use this for tests. It's super helpful, super beneficial, and I feel that you will learn a lot from it. It takes away from the memorizing portion of everything. It's super, super helpful. Other than that, I hope I helped you learn.